There's no April Fool's jokes here. This is the Weather Extreme video for Saturday, April the 1st. Wow, we're already a third of the way through our severe weather season. Satellite image this morning shows that we have clear skies over just about all of the southeastern U.S., with the exception of some low clouds over Kentucky and Tennessee. Those clouds will be waning today as the atmosphere dries out. Surface high pressure settling in from the north and northwest, and that should make for an absolutely gorgeous day across central Alabama, along with the help of an upper ridge that will be moving across the eastern third of the country for the next couple of days. And of course, we're watching that close low just south of the Four Corners area. That's going to bring us some weather potentially on Monday. Temperatures across the country not looking too bad this morning. Pretty hard to find too much below the freezing mark. Those are those sort of light blue areas. Very little in the way of freezing temperatures across central Alabama, although this is a rather cool morning compared to some of our recent mornings, as temperatures are pretty uniformly in the 40s across the area. Watch warning map not looking too bad. We do see a few of the purple and sort of pinkish colors in the central Rockies, as well as parts of New York and New England. Those are all winter weather advisories. QPF, the quantitative precipitation forecast, shows that we're in for some weather across the southeastern U.S. with rainfall amounts on the order of as much as 1.5 to perhaps approaching 4 inches along the Gulf Coast. It looks like it's going to come in 2 waves, one on Monday and one on Wednesday into very early Thursday. Storm Prediction Center outlooking a slight risk over a good chunk of central Texas for day 1 today, Saturday. For day 2, that's Sunday into early Monday, there's a moderate risk over the southeast Texas coast, surrounded by a slight risk that includes a good portion of the eastern part of Texas, as well as parts of Arkansas, western Mississippi, and Louisiana. And then for day 3, which is Monday into early Tuesday, there's a standard slight risk over about the southern 3/4 of the state of Alabama, as well as parts of Mississippi, Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle. All right, the 06 GFS model run. This morning's map, and there's the upper ridge coming our way. By Sunday, the ridge is still in place over us, so Sunday we should actually see a little bit of a warming trend, and that closed low south of the Four Corners area comes out across extreme southwest Texas. That will produce a surface low over the southern part of Texas, with a cold front stretching down into Mexico. By Monday, that closed low is into northwestern Arkansas, so that brings the weather a whole lot closer to us. Now, we do have some complications here. We see a surface low in the vicinity of Fayetteville, or over the northern part of Arkansas. Interesting that it also is hinting at the possibility that we might see a pattern that cuts off severe weather threat for us, thanks to a large complex of storms along the Gulf Coast, much like we saw Friday. And when you look at the Cape values, this is for 18Z, 1 o'clock on Monday. You can see the Cape value is very high along the Gulf Coast, somewhat high in central Alabama, but there's kind of a gap, so GFS is hinting at that. Shear values are actually pretty substantial, on the order of 350 to near 500 values across the area, just ahead of the front. So it's going to bear some watching as we move closer to that event. That's replaced by a upper ridge on Tuesday, so we should see the weather clear out fairly nicely Monday evening. And then as we get into Tuesday, that system moves up to the mid-Atlantic states and away from us, and we dry out and stay about seasonal with highs in the 70s. The next system approaches us on Wednesday, the 5th of April, as it's coming out across Oklahoma and north Texas, and that's producing a surface low over Missouri with a cold front stretching down into Louisiana. That system moves across the area on the Thursday, as we see the deep trough moving across the southeastern U.S., with the surface front now over into Georgia. So we have to back up just a little bit to analyze the severe weather threat. This is at 1 a.m. on Thursday morning. And once again, highest Cape values are down along the Gulf Coast. They're substantial up this way, so it could be like the system we saw on Friday. We could see the severe weather threat once again pinched off across the southern part of the area. And it does. I do note here that the helicity values, the shear, is definitely up there with, once again, values on the order of about 200 to close to 400. So, once again, both systems going to bear watching. It'll be the details in the mesoscale system. By Friday, the upper pattern is coming strongly northwesterly for us as that trough digs across the mid-Atlantic states, and that weather system moves up into the eastern Great Lakes, and the front moves across the east coast of the U.S., and so that spells some cooler weather for us with highs maybe into the lower and mid-60s. And by the time we reach Saturday, a week from today, we're still under that northwesterly flow. So it looks like another great Saturday in store for us next Saturday as well as this Saturday. Looking out into Voodoo Country, we see a nice ridge warming us up by the 10th of April. That ridge stays in place but is slowly beaten down by weather systems traveling across the northern tier of the United States. And then by the time we reach around the 15th of April, whoa, Nelly, we do have a rather cool look to this pattern. If you follow the flow from central Alabama all the way up, that's coming out of extreme northwestern and northern Canada. So that could spell, dare I say it, some pretty chilly values, maybe even a late season freeze. Well, it's voodoo. We'll see if it's there tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I expect to have the next one posted first thing on Sunday morning around 7 a.m. or a little later. In the meantime, stay tuned to the blog for notes on Alabama's weather scene. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great Saturday and Godspeed.